Tear from the Animal Collective.
I'm Deacon from the Animal Collective.
I'm Brian, I'm a geologist.
I think living in New York has definitely been something that's affected what we've done, but I guess in a way maybe no more than anything else that we've done. I mean, like in terms of where we've lived or all the different environments that we like incorporate into our lives, like always end up finding their ways into our music, like in different ways, whether it's like growing up in northern Baltimore County where like a lot of kind of really like rural, like nature kind of environments like really affected our thought to that time. Like living in New York really brought like a I don't know, a sense of like hecticness and like urgency that I think reflected itself in like a lot of sort of like a kind of chaotic influence on like sound.
We all probably have different influences just because, you know, when we're not playing music together, we're kind of all doing different things or in a different place. I think, at least for me personally, my influences range. Most importantly, I think my friends and the people I'm around with, a lot of my biggest influences, you know, and just experiencing day-to-day things with them and like having fun and like the inside jokes that we have and we come up with a lot find their way into our music most of the time. So I think like, you know, just living like together and do it, like hanging out, that's like probably the biggest influence for me. I also watch a lot of films, so I think in terms of the way a lot of the films I watch move, you know, and go from sort of surreal situation to surreal situation or something like that, or horror films are always a big influence on me. And then in terms of music, it's just all over the place, you know, because we all listen to so much different stuff, so I don't know, it's kind of hard to put on a lot of African music, African guitar music, and I don't know, people I think that are just into doing personal stuff that you hear, like Ariel Pink or Wolf Eyes, Black Dice, where you feel like the music that they're making could only come from them. It's like the most inspiring music, I think, because it doesn't push you to make music that sounds like them, it pushes you to make music more that is from, you know, like from us. Biggest rumor spread about us, at least as a band, is that we improvise like a lot of the stuff, and that a lot of our shows have always been improvised. That's not true. I mean, you know, there is definitely like a side of improvisation that goes into our playing, especially when we play live, because we sort of just like throw it all out there, you know, and sort of say, oh, well, we're going to play this song and that song and that song. Let's just see how we can put it all together. And I think the feelings of those songs and the way we play them changes from night to night, just because I think we base it more on how we're going to react to the audience and how the audience is reacting to us. So it's sort of more fun to just kind of do it differently every night. But we do write everything that we play, you know, and we do write all the melodies. And as messy as like some stuff might sound, it's like it's meant to sound that way, you know, with nothing like, or most of the stuff that we've done it isn't an accident that it sounds like that. I think a lot of people have been like, oh, you know, these guys just aren't like trying hard enough, or, you know, like this album isn't as good. They should have just taken more time. But I think we've pretty much taken as much time as we possibly can. I don't think we'd put out a record if we weren't like fully behind it. If we didn't love it ourselves, it's not, you know. So it's sort of like, I think that's definitely a big rumor about us as a group. I don't know.
When we toured in LA in summer of 2003, this dude came up to us in a bar and gave us a CD of his music, and a couple weeks later we found it on the floor of the van and threw it in and realized that he was a genius. So we wanted to release one of his records, and this next video is by him. His name is Ariel Pink, and the video is for a song called For Kate I Wait, which reminds me of Silence of the Lambs. Josh and I really didn't become friends until we started playing music together when we were like 16, but just to like tell stories that we haven't really told before, because I'm sure people are tired of hearing the same stuff from us all the time. When I was a freshman in high school, and Josh was a year older than us, so he was a sophomore, and we had to have like a PE credit, you know, in high school, and so I was like the basketball manager, and Josh was on the basketball team. Like I kept score, and like we probably ended up like sitting next to each other like within like 5 feet for like the whole first year I was at high school and never spoke. I always just assumed he was the kid that got beat up in the locker room or something. No, I'm just kidding. The cupcakes are pretty good. I'm not really a sweets person.
I particularly like the red velvet one. I think red velvet is not as popular as it should be. It's kind of like a mixture of chocolate and vanilla, you know, but it's red, you know, because of food dye, and so people don't know it's chocolate and vanilla mixed, I guess. But
I didn't know that till right now.
My mom used to make a red velvet cake when I was younger every year around the holidays, and it was always like one of the best cakes, like, you know, and like nobody else around was that would ever eat red velvet, you know.
Isn't red velvet the cake that she always sends on birthdays? Like didn't she?
No, that's not. But our friend Brendan Fowler, who we used to play with when we were younger, and was like a cool like LA artist musician. He's a big fan of the red velvet cake too, so get into red velvet cake. It's the best.